I think the little Manchurian candidate, JD Vance, wants to be president more than anything else.
Yeah.
I always wonder what's going on in the mind of his wife. Like, are you okay? Please blink 4 times.
Yes.
We'll come over here. We'll save you. And that he's willing to do anything to get there. And that your whole iteration you just outlined, I mean, he's scarier in certain ways.
He's smarter
in some ways. And he's young.
Yeah. And ambitious.
And agile in the sense that he is a chameleon who makes himself into whatever he thinks the audience wants to hear from him. Now, what's also true, though, is JD Vance is not, he's in some ways goodish on paper if you like what he believes in. I don't know. But I don't know that he can take the whole movement with him.
No way.
I don't think so either.
There's no rizz.
It's got no rizz, right?
None.
And he just is a little odd. And
Totally.
so Trump's odd in a different way. So I'm skeptical of that.
About KJP on her media blitz, reminding all of us of just how bad things really were under the Biden administration. Now, she, of course, has been attacking the Democrat Party. Now she's an independent. But my issue is that she was the one spending years and years lying to the American people, covering up Joe Biden's decline. And now she wants those people to go out there and spend their hard-earned dollars on buying her BS book. I mean, what's your reaction?
You know, you're exactly right. And thank you so much again for having me. I got to say that not much has obviously changed with Karine Jean-Pierre. She continues to show that if her mouth is moving, that she is most undoubtedly lying, whether or not it's, on a book tour, behind a White House podium. She actually has no relationship with the truth whatsoever. To sit here and continue to gaslight the American people about the mental acuity of President Biden, when we all saw exactly what happened, his downward spiral throughout his term, and to make us seem as if, or make us feel as if, that our eyes are lying to us, our ears are lying to us, is just disrespectful at this point. The American people know exactly who Joe Biden is, and they know who he wasn't, and what he wasn't was all there, period.
100%. Now, just like Kamala Harris, KJP is taking no accountability. Now, Kamala Harris is still on her media blitz and promoting her book, and she had a meltdown while she was on stage and she happened to get heckled. Watch this.
Soon enough. And I sometimes think about, you know what? I am not president of the United States. You want to go to the White House and talk to him? Then go on and do that.
CJ, it's always a different accent. You never know which one's going to come out.
Always a different accent. I got to tell you, I've been watching this media tour, and Kamala Harris has found a way to blame everyone under the sun for her loss, but the actual real culprit. She hasn't blamed Jose Cuervo. She hasn't blamed Tito. She hasn't blamed Jack Daniel. And I think that she should actually be, putting her ire on those fronts, right? Here's the deal. Kamala Harris, the American people rejected her because they realized that she actually had no competence whatsoever. She would be a continuation of the same failed Biden agenda the American people had grown tired of. And so, she continues to demonstrate that. And all I'm hoping for at the end of this tour is that she has deluded herself enough to the point where she thinks that she should run again. Because if she runs again, we will have a President JD Vance, or we'll have a President Marco Rubio, one of the two. And it will be guaranteed. So I'm begging Kamala Harris, if she's watching Sky News Whole Story right now, please run for president.
Yeah, I think a lot of Republicans are hoping that she's going to run. They're among those, like her staff, all telling her, please do it.
To be president. She's just come out and said she's the most qualified candidate ever. I mean, it is quite incredible. She says people are saying this. I don't know which people are precisely saying this, but she claims people are saying this.
Well, if people are saying it, it must be true. It's funny because Donald Trump says that a lot. People are saying this, people are saying this, and now she said it, people are saying this. I mean, no, she not only was not, first off, she was not qualified to be vice president. She was hired, in essence, or chosen to be vice president because of her skin color and her gender. That's what Joe Biden himself said. So for anyone that's angry when people say that, that's why Joe Biden said he selected her. And let's not forget, in her own primary against Joe Biden, she was polling at about 1% in her party before she dropped out. So she's largely irrelevant. She also had a coup of a sitting president because they clearly pushed Biden out against his will, even though he obviously was not qualified to be president or to continue to be president right now. I mean, look, it's only roughly a year ago that the man was still running for president. It's a little more than a year ago. And it was only because of that debate that they forced him out. Now, all of us online, I've been watching your show for a long time. You were making the same jokes over here in Australia that I was making about him in America. So all of them need to go away for a while and let Donald Trump fix things, and then we can pick this up in a couple of years.
Well, the Democrats do have a crisis in leadership right now, because Kamala is the front runner in the eyes of many to be the presidential candidate next time around again for the Democrats. You've got the likes of Bernie, you've got that crazy, was it Katie Porter in California, front runner to be governor, Zoran Mamdani in New York. I mean, this seems to be a party that is now led by its most radical elements. What does that mean?
It is a clown car. It is a clown car. If you went to a circus and a little car showed up and then they just coming out with a crazier clown and a crazier clown and a crazier clown. Look, what does it say? It says that the inmates are running the asylum. It says that the liberals did not know how to defend liberalism. And it also says that, look, what does it say about a party when John Fetterman, a man who quite literally had brain damage a year ago, is now the sanest person in the party? But he is, and he's on his way out, and he's on his way out of the party, I would say. He might have a bright future in Republican politics, but unfortunately, the progressives, the Marxists, the Islamists, they have all combined into something very, very dangerous. It has rotted out the Democrat Party, and for anyone that is a Democrat of, say, 1992, a Bill Clinton Democrat, or even before that, you are now a Republican. If you think America's fundamentally decent, if you want us to be the last remaining superpower and exert power over the world in a positive sense, which we can and still do, look what just happened in the Middle East, then you should be a Republican. And it's a tenuous thing to hold on the Republican side, but it is way better than that clown car.